We have 151 miles on the thing. We'll see how far we can go on this rental. All right, we got this thing hooked up. The Bluetooth didn't want to cooperate there in the beginning, but we do have wireless CarPlay, which is a nice touch. I feel like all vehicles now should have it. Looks like on the Bolt, the shifter is buttons instead of an actual shifter. And it looks like it's a combination of buttons and digital for the HVAC. I'm not sure how I feel about the screen being angled. We'll see how that works when the direct sunlight's out. I know some cars struggle with being able to see that in direct sunlight. Overall though, pretty spacious interior. A little bit smaller than the Hyundai we had before, but we'll do a head-to-head comparison, this versus the Hyundai. All right guys, this is a look at the interior of the Chevy Bolt at night. You can hit the button and turn the interior lights on, give you an idea. As I pointed out before, the shifter is all buttons. Interior is not bad given the size of the car. It's pretty spacious. The gauge cluster is a screen, as you can see, which is cool, and you can toggle between navigation, radio, all the normal stuff. The cool thing that a lot of American manufacturers are doing is they're putting these kind of paddle buttons, not this paddle here, but buttons on the back, so you can change the song and then one side's volume from the behind of the steering wheel, which I think is pretty cool. Then it gives you all your functionality here at the steering. The other thing I want to point out is the quality of the screen is pretty good. I've actually been quite impressed with the backup camera on this. And so I am going to be reviewing the Hyundai, and I'm probably going to do a head-to-head video, but the backup video, I don't know how well that's coming through on this, but the backup quality of the camera on this is significantly better than the Hyundai, and the Hyundai's wasn't bad. What's up guys, gonna get my final thoughts on this Chevy Bolt. I will say I'm in stop and go traffic right now, and this hold or one pedal function driving mode where you just let on the gas or let off the gas and it does the braking for you is pretty sweet. As you can see, stop and go traffic, it's kind of a nice touch. I know Toyota and a couple other brands do this, but it's pretty neat. When you're not going, you can literally let off the pedals and the car will hold itself. And when you're ready to go, you just hit the gas and then it'll start going. And then of course, if you let off, it automatically brakes for you. A couple other things is flat bottom steering wheel. It's a pretty nice touch. There's also wireless charging down there in the little cubby hole. Pretty cool that they offer wireless charging, and unlike a couple of manufacturers, they kind of made it a no-nonsense type of feature. There's no goofy cubby hole or something that your phone has to wedge into. It's just right there. Pretty nice. And then they also include a couple of USB ports down there below as well. Overall impressions on this car is not bad. It's pretty quick. It does have a sport mode down there. You can see the little checkered flag button that allows you to put it into a quote-unquote sport mode, and it does accelerate quicker. I've been really impressed with the mileage, so depending on when this video comes out, I've also driven a Hyundai Kona, and it didn't do quite as well in terms of the range, it seems like, comparative to this. So I'm interested to see how the specifications stack up, if this has better specs in terms of range and things like that, because it did outdo the Hyundai to some degree. But yeah, I'll give you guys my full thoughts when I release the video here in a couple days. All right, guys. So my overall impressions of the Chevy Bolt were favorable. I actually enjoyed driving it. I did point out I didn't have the same issue with losing range like I did on the Kona when I came out in the mornings. Even when they were cooler mornings, the Bolt had the same range that it did the night before, which I thought was good. With that being said, I ran into the same infrastructure issues I did in Memphis, in Charlotte, which is where I rented this particular Chevy Bolt. So again, I think it's more infrastructure that kind of makes it cumbersome to have these more so than the actual cars themselves. The cars get pretty decent range, and they're kind of zippy. I mean, they're honestly a little fun to drive. I don't know, comparative to the Kona, I don't know if I would go with the Bolt over the Kona necessarily from a price point. I was kind of surprised at how expensive the Bolt really is.
It's around the same price as the Kona, and I felt like the Kona was a lot more well equipped, or what more well equipped with like sunroof and heated seats, whereas the Bolt I was in was definitely like a base level trim that I had. But with that being said, electric cars, really like to know your guys' thoughts on this. That's kind of the purpose of this video and the Kona video, is to just kind of get people's opinions around electric cars and the infrastructure and things like that. So really like to know your guys' thoughts. So if you would, put those in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next one.